Hey third grade, Mrs. Selfridge here. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about solving some math problems. So if you could open up your books, please, to page 651, we'll go ahead and get started. Helpers up, moving around today. Good. Okay, the bucket balance shows the mass of 1 marker. What is the mass of 5 markers? We need to find the unknown today. So we're going to multiply 8 times 5 in our heads to find the unknown. Most of us know the answer to that. You can use repeated addition if you need to, but 8 times 5 we know is 40. The unknown is 40 grams. So the mass of 5 markers is 40 grams. Go ahead and fill all those in if you'd like to. Now, what's the total mass of 2 pieces of fruit? Write an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. So today, instead of making that square little box, we're going to make a letter. So on this one, because it's 2 pieces of fruit, they're going to use the unknown letter, use the F for fruit as the unknown. Okay, so 216 grams plus 132 equals F amount of fruit, which is what? So on the side over here, you guys can go ahead and see if you can add 216 plus 132 and get your answer. Pause the video if you need to, and then check and see if you got it right. 348 grams, okay? What's the mass of 9 buttons? So we're going to write an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. Okay, well, we can see each button is 4 grams. We can see that right here. So how many would 9 be? So on this one, we need to write an equation for the unknown, and we would write 4 times 9 equals, let's just say B for buttons, okay? And we all know that 4 times 9 equals 36 grams. So let's go ahead and fill that in. When we write grams, remember we write lowercase g. Okay, number 2, what's the mass? Oops, I'll better move it. Here we go. What's the mass of 1 jack? Well, we see 1 jack here, and we know that 30 grams divided by 6 would equal what? Okay, what's the mass of 1 jack? We can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So what is the mass of one of them? So 30 divided by 6 equals 5 grams. Make sure they did J for jacks. 30 divided by 6 equals J, 5 grams, okay? Alrighty, so write an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. Number 3 says, what is the mass of these 2 books? So we're going to be adding these 2 books, adding 2 books together. So when we do that, we know 1 book is 363 grams. So for me, I'm going to write 363 plus 363 equals B for books, okay? And then I'm going to solve it. So you can go ahead and write 363 plus 363 equals B. And then right here, you can add those 2 up and see what you get. Hopefully you got an answer of 726 grams. Okay, number 4. It says I got to read the directions first. Write an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. The golf ball has a mass of 45 grams. What is the mass of the baseball? Okay, so we know the golf ball is something 45 grams. What's the mass of the baseball? Well, all together, these equal 190 grams, right? So we need to do a little bit of 100. We would take 190 minus the 45 we know about equals baseball, right? So what's 190 minus 45? We should come up with that in grams, 145 grams, okay? Number 5. We're writing an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. What's the mass of one of these dominoes? Okay, we can see that 66 grams divided by how many dominoes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to write an equation. 66 divided by 6 equals, let's say, D for dominoes. And how much is each one of the dominoes then? What's 66 divided by 6? 11 grams. This is where that division comes in pretty handy and multiplication comes in pretty handy, okay? Number 6, find each unknown. Here is a really good example of, if you know your multiplication facts, how easy this is going to be. If you don't, you're going to need to look at a multiplication chart And keep practicing those facts, okay? In my head, I see kilograms times 9 equals 63. The unknown, okay? So what times 9 equals 63? I know the answer to that. 7, right? And then the next one, number 7. 392 grams plus what will equal 523 grams? If you don't know, you could turn this into a subtraction problem. On the side of your paper, 523 minus 392, okay? Number 8. 932 plus what, minus what equals 149 grams. Okay, so for me, I'm going to take 932 minus 149 and find that answer. And number 9, 60 kilograms divided by what equals 6? You should be able to do this one pretty easily. Go ahead and stop the video here and see if you can get the right answers. They're coming next. Okay, here are the answers. Hopefully you got them right. Make sure on number 9 that if you didn't get that right, you figure out what you did wrong. That's a subtraction problem, okay? Number 10. A bucket balance shows that 2 rocks have a total mass of 732 grams. When 1 rock is removed, the bucket balance shows that the remaining rock is 428 grams. What's the mass of the rock that was removed? Okay, if you needed to come up with a sentence, I think you would come up with 732 minus 428 equals rock, right? Equals one of the rocks. Okay, hopefully when you do those problems on the side, you come up with 304 grams. It doesn't tell you have to write a number sentence on this with a letter or a box for the unknown, but you can still go ahead and do that. Number 11. Twins, Jake and Max, have masses of 18 kilograms and 16 kilograms. Their mom has a mass of 56 kilograms. What's the difference in mass between the twins together and their mom? Okay, on this one you have to do 2 things here. You have to add 18 plus 16. Go ahead and do that on the side. And then when you get your answer, you have to take 56 minus that answer and see what you get. Okay? Hopefully you came up with 22 kilograms of a difference, and you write it kg, lowercase. Okay, that's the difference between the twins together and their mom. You have to be careful when you read these problems. Number 12. A penny has a mass of about 3 grams. About how many grams would $1 worth of pennies be? Write an equation with a letter for the unknown, then solve. Okay, think about this one. How many pennies are in a dollar? Okay, 100, right? So 3 times 100 equals, we'll just say X. Okay, so how many grams would that be? Hopefully you came up with an answer of 300 grams, okay? Number 13, 1 button has a mass of 3 grams. What's the mass of 1 pencil? So when you look at this, you can easily see that 1 button has a mass of 3 grams, okay? What's the mass of 1 pencil? How do you figure that one out? What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons on one side, 1 button here. What do you do? Nine grams, okay? So 1 button has a mass of 3 grams. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, okay? I come over here, I take 21 minus this 3, would give me what, 18? And I'm left with 18 grams, so each one of these pencils must be 9 grams each, okay? Kind of a hard one. And then the last one, when do you think it would be best to estimate the mass of an object, and when would it be best for an exact measure? This is just a sample answer. We estimate when the mass is too great to measure. We find the exact mass when something that is priced per gram or per kilogram, okay? Again, you don't have to write all that out. That leads us to our homework, my friends, okay? So we're writing equations with a letter for the unknown. If you're talking about mass of a box of raisins, probably we're going to use the unknown letter B or R for raisins, okay? Take your time, do your best. We're not taking a grade on this. I will share the answers with you tomorrow. Take care, keep doing great things. I miss you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.